Starting with Suhyun. Uh, the first correction is actually just a minor grammar mistake. You said the first week of the January, which the is not necessary for January. So just the first week of January. Just kind of a minor thing. Sometimes it's a little bit common to overuse the word the in English for a lot of non-native speakers. And so you just have to be a little bit careful about it, because saying the word the is usually just for like a title. Next, you said, try to learning more about my work. And you also said, changing my position. I'm sorry, stop me. Try to learning more about my work. Earlier, I had mentioned you were trying to get acclimated. So trying to get acclimated to my work, or trying to get acclimated to my new position. And then next you said, changing my position in my good is my good and bad for me, which grammatically you would have to change that to changing my position was good and bad for me. But I would recommend saying, instead of changing my position, transferring to my new position was a positive yet trying experience for me. And sometimes we say the word trying as a way to say that it was challenging. So if you were to tell someone that was a coworker or a supervisor, if they're asking you, oh, how's it going? Instead of saying, oh, it was good and bad for me, because it doesn't sound quite articulated in a professional sense. But saying, oh, transferring to this new position was a positive experience, yet trying for me. So they understand that you had some challenges, but you're still committed to it. Next, you said, this time is to stepping forward in the upper level. This time, or now actually would be better. Now, I'm trying to move up. Or now I'm trying to advance. Or now I'm trying to climb the ladder. We kind of say this phrase when we're talking about climbing the corporate ladder. Yeah. Mihei?
Yeah.
You said, in this year I tried to study the English Chinese letter personality. In this year, I think you meant last year, right? Or you mean for this year? Like for this year? Okay. This year, you don't have to say in this year. This year, I should study Chinese. Now, I was a little bit confused because you said personality. I didn't know if you meant the personality of the Chinese character or personally.
Personally.
Oh, personally. Okay. So this year, I should study Chinese personally. Or you could actually probably be better to start with personally. Personally, this year, I should study Chinese.
Yeah.
And then you said, to control my food type, to limit my intake on certain foods or certain ingredients. So putting a limitation on your intake, which means like you just don't let yourself consume those types of foods. You said she was also fired. We were talking about the Brazilian president. She was impeached.
Yeah.
I got the prize. I wanted to say that when you were rewarded, you were recognized. So instead of saying I got the prize, I was recognized, or I received official recognition. And that way, in that sense, because of the nature of the event and the person giving you the reward, to have an official recognition is kind of it sounds like it has a higher status to it, or more official to it. Then you said, stop working out due to the overwork. I stopped working out because of work. Just simplify a little bit. Yeah. Angela, you said, I want to take on new challenge. Saying I want to take on a new challenge is perfectly fine. But I just want to suggest you could say, sometimes people call it like, this year I'm adventure seeking. Yeah, you want to be like an adventure seeker? Yeah, yeah. And then you said last year was a lot of bad. Do you know the word tumultuous? Tumultuous. Tumultuous year. Just a lot of upset. Yeah. It was upsetting, it was confusing, it was bothering, it was disorderly. So you could say, we often call things like that a tumultuous year. I had a tumultuous year that year, yeah. Hwa-jung, you said, when you were talking about 2017, you said there's 2 points. I would recommend saying, instead of saying points, I have 2 specific objectives or goals. Because if you're saying it as points, the points, if you say points, it's like you're saying supporting detail. Yeah.
Right.
And then next, my workplace, they give you the free Chinese lessons. They conducted free Chinese lessons in our workplace. Yeah, they conducted Chinese lessons in our workplace. And you were talking about Liam was a little bothered when you went on your trip and you said, oh, you're going again, which is also perfectly fine. But I just want to mention that when we are upset that someone leaves us, we often claim that they deserted us.
Deserted.
Yeah, desert.
Like abandoned.
Yeah, abandoned. So Liam was more like, you deserted me! Remember that, Liam. Next time she has to go on a trip. For Liam, you said just a normal wish when you were talking about your New Year's resolution. It's kind of hard to call it a wish because a wish is like something that you just maybe it has like some kind of like dream to it. So in this way, it might be better just to say nothing special, yeah, or nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary might sound better. Yeah. And then you said you want to have more travels. You want to travel more. Yeah, I want to travel more. Yeah. And then you also said to the Portugal. I just wanted to remind you, you don't have to say the, just to Portugal. And last, I saw the supporters strike daily, and on the other side, the opponents strike. I saw a clash of protesters. Or I saw protesters clash. And this happens a lot, especially during like political elections. Protesters often clash, and you see that in the headline of news stories. And that's our corrections for today.